Welcome back. In the previous lesson, we learned about sorting and filtering. So now in this lesson, we're going to learn about protecting the macro or the sheet. If you're familiar with Excel, you might know what protecting is and how protecting a sheet or a document or Excel XC file works. So to save a macro or protecting a macro or a sheet, we can also do that just by recording a macro. This is also macro security, but we're gonna use it or do it more manually. In case you want to change the data of or only be able to change the data of another sheet of the selected category. An example, you might want to change the category of injury location from here. I'm using the same chart or the same table from the previous lesson because it might seem a lot familiar and it's a bit easy, and so that you don't find it complex. An example, if I want to prioritize only a single category of data and then only be able to change that single category of data on another sheet, you will be able to do it by recording a macro and then applying it on them. And the other data cells will be protected, and you can't add data in those ones. Only the selected category of data will be able to be changed or modified. Okay, so firstly, what I'm going to do first is just go to developer mode and record macro. And first off, you're going to have to know that you have to select the type of category or type of data you want to edit, and the other data or the other cells will be protected. Okay, first off, what we're going to do first is just go to developer and then record a macro. Do not use relative reference because that's kind of like relative reference, you know what it means, and I've shown you about it. So it's like you can add data anywhere you want, but we don't want that. We just want it to be a specific type of cells. Okay, so we're going to use absolute cell reference, so we're going to just record the macro. So first off, you can see I have two sheets here. Both of them are the same, but I'm going to do the same type of work. Okay, I'm just going to select one type of data and then only be able to change that type of data only, and then the other type of data will be or will remain the same. Okay, first off, what I'm going to do first is just click on record macro. Okay, my bad. Okay, just record a macro. Now save the macro, let it be Control H because I don't have anything, because this is a new worksheet again and I prefer deleting them. You can also save it, it depends on your work. So after I started recording it, you can see stop recording as always. Now what I'm going to do first is just go to home, and you have to select the category of data, right? So what I'm going to do is find and select. Okay, after you select this, you will see that there are a lot of options. Just go to select or go to special, and now you can see the type of data you want to select. So what I'm going to do first is, in case I want to save constants, an example, numbers, text, logicals, errors. Okay, so I might feel like I want to change the data of the specific type of category of data on the second sheet. In case I want only the text. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is just select the texts. Now I'm going to select the text and just press OK, and you can see that only the texts are now selected. So next, what I'm going to do is just go to format, and now this will always be unlocked. I unlocked it. This is always going to be locked, my bad. What you have to do is, if you have it, most of the time it's locked, so if you have it locked, just go to format and then unlock it. You will see that this is selected because you can see that the gray background on the lock icon is selected to unlock them. And now what I'm gonna do is just go to developer and then stop recording that, and now the macro is saved. Okay, now as the macro is saved, I'm just gonna go to sheet 2 or sheet 1 I have named, and now add the macro from here, or I can just use Control H, and now you can see only them are selected, but you might have seen that I did not protect them, so you can edit any of them. See, it was 0. So as I did not record the macro, I'm gonna go back and record all of them. So firstly, what I'm gonna do is delete them. Now it's deleted. So now I'm gonna go to filtering or the first one again and do the same type of work just for practice. I'm doing it twice. Record macro, macro 2, control H, whichever one you want, whichever key you want to bind it on. Press OK, and now it's done. Go to home, select, go to special, constants. I'm gonna do texts only. So I'm gonna do is just select text only. And now as all of them are selected, just go to format, unlock it, and then protect the sheet. Okay, select unlocked. If you want to put on password, you can do it. I'm just using 1 2 3 4, or maybe even not use password. Okay, so let me just put on a password for it's just 1 2 3 4. Now I'm gonna do is do okay. Okay, re-enter 3 4, or maybe like I did not, so my bad. 1 2 3 4 was the one. 1 2 3 4. So now it's selected. Now I'm gonna do is just go to developer again and then stop the macro. Now it's done, so what I'm gonna do is just jump to sheet 1 again and then press Ctrl plus H, and now you will see that the data is protected, or the selected, only the selected ones which are like this you will be able to, because those are texts. Okay, and the other one which are not text, you will not be able to change that one because that is protected by using the macro, which makes the work a lot more easier, and sometimes it just works best and increases the proficiency of the work, because you might not want that data to be corrupted or maybe changed by other people, even your co-workers. So this function, or this command, or whatever you call it, the option to do it is like really simple. You might find it like a bit complex, but if you like practice it or do it once and twice, you will just get it. It is really easy to run and very useful in your daily life. Not even if you don't use it in your daily life, it's quite useful even in your profession. So try using that and you will just get it. See? But when I go to numbers, I won't be able to change any of them. So that is how like making your macro or your sheet protected. Now let's jump on to the next lesson.